Welcome to Art Sparks. I'm Taryn, watercolor abstract artist living in Silicon Valley.
Hey Taryn, great to see you. My name is Sieglinde. I am also an abstract artist living in Silicon Valley, and it is such a pleasure to welcome you again to another episode of Art Sparks with Taryn and Sieglinde. Short burst of conversation about art. What are we talking about today?
Okay. Is being an artist a profession or a hobby?
Ooh, that's a touchy one.
I know.
Okay, want to have my first response to that?
Go, girl.
Okay, so I think it really depends on the intention of the artists.
Okay.
I mean, some people are extremely talented and they love painting or sculpting in their free time, but not necessarily with the intention to make money from it or to build an actual art career. They enjoy the activity and they often use it as gifts for family and friends, right? And then there's other people, artists, who did all the studying and the research, and they devote a lot of time to perfecting their skills in their chosen subject matter and their work and in their medium, and they take time to build their career, because there's actually a career ladder in the art world. So, and I think for them it's a profession. So it can be both ways. For some people it can be a hobby, for others a profession, really depending on the intention of the artist. Now, of course, the outside world doesn't always see it that way.
That's the thing, is because with profession it's different. I think because artists can have a long career, you don't know which one is going to be a professional. One is going to be the one that's just a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked the last time about that, all you have to learn is much more than just a technique and what do they do. So it's more okay. For example, they have different types because of how they treat it. Yes, as a profession. So it's going to be different from a beginner. So for a hobbyist, that they just take it when they want it and how they want it, and they just want to experiment and try to see what they like. And then as the time passes and the artists start to take it more serious, then they take the career more serious. All right. So, but let's get to the point. Let's say, how can you see when an artist is a professional and one is the one who's, well, it's more like points. What to look when you're looking at an artist, no?
Oh, so how can other people see if the artist is actually treating it as a profession and a career, and you know that when you buy their artwork, you're actually making a good investment? I mean, you get value for your money. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. It's like how you can see if that artist is a professional or is a person who's emerging. And I'm not saying anything about emerging and professional. No. You can buy art for anybody. All right. But in here we're talking about how you can see when it's a professional. That is a person who really takes his job serious. That is a job.
Okay.
So the first one, I know I get too passionate. I know. So the first one is, yes, they take it seriously. They take it as a job. So they have their hours that they dedicate for the job. It's like, it's not because they are like, oh, one day you feel like you want to do it, you want to paint or not, or maybe the muse is not hitting you well, so you don't go to work. No. You treat it like it's your working time. You go and work. Even if it's your art, even if it's like something that is emotional to you, I'm sorry, but yes, you show up and you work on it.
And speaking of those hours, if you actually treat art as a profession, as a job, there's so much more to it than creating artwork. there's also building your career path. There is researching your subject matters, perfecting your technique, exploring new things so that you keep growing as an artist. It is finding exhibition opportunities, connecting with professionals in the art world, reading about what is going on in the art world, so that when people ask you about your art, you can intelligently frame it in context of what is going on today.
And I think that's one of the big differences that we have between artists and other professions. You have to do a lot. One of the differences is, one, you keep on studying and you keep on developing, and all throughout all your career. That's one of the differences. The other one is you just have to be an artist. No, I'm sorry, but you have to be everything. So you have to clean your studio, you have to keep on studying, you have to do your marketing, you have to be your photographer, you have to be your shipper, you have to be your seller, you have to be everything.
I know, that's true.
Okay, that's different from other professions. Okay, I don't know how they look at it and like, okay, is it good or bad? But it's a reality.
That's true.
Okay, so in that respect, is okay. Hats off to us. I'm sorry, pat in the back, because we have to do a lot of stuff that actually we don't like. Okay.
How are you liking your marketing, Taryn?
I'm learning to eat it. I'm learning to do it. Okay, my own style, and then that's what you do. You learn, like everything you do in the art. You learn to see what is your style. What is it that you say I want to say? So yes, I think that's one of the things I wanted to make clear. That in what respect, we're different. But also what a professional artist is that they keep evolving. Yes. And they know how to talk about their art.
Yes. That yeah, exactly.
So how you can spot on an artist that has more developed is how confident, how well they know how to talk about their art and how to explain it, because they've been doing it. And if they've been showing around, because that's another sign that they've been showing around, so they know how to talk about it to everybody, curators, museums, whatever, about it. And they know how to present it.
Yes. And they take pride in their work, right? It's both themselves as well as their work is presented in a professional way. Right?
Yes, that's another thing when you can know. I like the point that you did, because actually I was missing that one. Yes, presentation. How do you spot another art? Well, presentation. If it's frame and the frame is crooked,
right?
If the wire is not right, if the camera, so. I know a professional artist, they know how the presentation is really important because they've been showing it, and they know how to deliver to the I was going to say
collector.
The collector.
Yes.
So,
and then speaking of marketing, so the artist who does not treat their artwork or their career as a profession doesn't mind that they're just doing their thing in the studio and then nobody sees it, because unless you put it out there on a website, on social media, in emails, then nobody knows what you're doing, and nobody cares pretty much. If they don't know what you're doing and they can't see it, then how can they be interested in it or engage with you in it? So marketing is another thing that really sets the hobbyist apart from the professional. And that sort of brings me to, Taryn, what do you think of the notion of the starving artist?
That's my idea, okay? I grew up with that idea. And I think right now our mission has to be like, no, the artist, I don't think so that a good artist has to be starving. I don't think that because it's an artist, I know the art has to be free. or that I don't know, you should treat the artist just as a professional, like as a person who's doing something and is worth their time and experience.
Well, the truth is, as an artist, you're actually filing taxes as a small business owner. And it would be nice to be seen that way by a bigger audience, right? And not just by the IRS. But so in art circles, you and I both know, but we want to share with our viewers, they're really making a big point that the starving artist is a myth. And the myth goes back to literature, believe it or not. And it's literature for thousands of years. Was literature around thousands of years ago? I hope so, because otherwise I just made a fool of myself. But especially there was this one French writer who made a playwright, La Vie de la Bohème. And so in this playwright in Paris, he glorified the artists that were living near the Sacré-Cœur, and they were starving artists, but they were free and they were exploring their expression. And it was it became so romantic and so glorified in this play that the bourgeoisie that had all the money started wanting that free life. And so they started glorifying being poor but expressing yourself with that freedom, and so it completely skewed everything. And even the writer itself, I think his name was Murger or something, he even wrote later in his life hey, this was fiction, and this started this movement that is completely undermining artists now, even in their own minds. And so in a way, the starving artist is a myth that was created in literature. And as long as artists believe it, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, well, the thing that gets me is that the new generation will get that idea. And I think that art is really important. So that's why we did these talks, because we want people to understand it's really important. And we want new people to also to do it, and don't think oh, I cannot do it because this is a passion of mine, and I cannot do it because I cannot make my own money. I'm sorry, but no. I think you just have to learn about business. That's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you're an artist and I think with a lot of professions, if you want to do something, you just have to learn how to be able to make it as a career and learn more about it and put the hats on that we have been putting to make it.
Yeah, and then I have a question for you though, because there's also people who love art, but who also believe it's a hobby and an artist should do something else to pay the bills, and who feel that if an artist asks money for their artwork, it's not the right thing to do. They should give their artwork away for free, or hang it somewhere for free, or at a very low fee, because it comes so easy for you and you're just having fun when you do that. What do you say to that?
Well, see, that's a subject, or that's a curveball. Okay, you just throw me a curveball. Okay, so I don't know if I to bat, catch, or duck. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here we go. All right, because it has so many different points in here. One is, if you have developed a lot of time in your career, should not value as much. So one of the things is how you value your work, because that's the thing. It has to be the value you give it to your work is the value that the other people are gonna see it as well. Mm-hmm. So you as an artist, you have to say, my work is valuable, so please don't put down on my value. Okay, you don't go to the dentist and say, okay, what is a root canal? Is a root canal for you? For me, so much it's easy for you, so please don't charge me for a root canal. You don't go to the dentist and say that. No. Or don't. For another profession, you do that. So And then here's 2 points. One is going to be the artist. The other one is going to be about the people when they say an artist. And they say, okay, it's an artist. Well, can you please, can you give it to me? Why are you charging? Oh, yeah. No. If the artist really sees as something that is valuable for them, respect it and give the value. That would be my point. What do you think?
Well, or it's also like I find when somebody buys my artwork, I feel exceptionally valued by this other person because they just chose to spend this money that they can spend on anything else, you know, fancy dinners, travel, whatever. They chose to spend it on my artwork because they value it so much that they want to invite it into their daily life, into their home or office. And that's a beautiful transaction of value and a beautiful validation of, I think, mutual respect, especially if the artist treats their work as a profession and a career, and then the collector meets it in that way. I think that's beautiful.
Well, that's the dream come true of an artist. I think that's for me when I have somebody who bought my art and they hang it and they enjoy it and they text me and say, Taryn, I love my art every time I see it. I think it's the best thing ever. I think it's one of the things I said, you know something? That's why I'm here. That's why I love to make art, okay? It's one of the things that it makes it really worth it.
No, it's true. It's true. To this day, I love it when a collector sends me a picture of the artwork in their home. Even if they bought it 10 years ago. It's so nice to see it. Yeah. And it's nice to see that they still love it so much.
And the thing is I don't know if it happens to you, but there are people who say, okay, there are people that like good deals, and there are people who say, like, no, I'll pay the full price, or, you know, something for me is, yes, is this value? Yes, they don't flinch when they see the price. So it's also going to be different people that are going to value the art different. So in here is you have the people who's going to buy the art different than the artist. So
yeah, interesting. Anyway, did we cover everything, or was there something else we needed to talk about that?
Well, we covered that. You have to have the presentation. They know how to talk about their work. Yes.
They treat their artwork as a profession and as a career. I think that is the biggest one of all. And they have the intention to make a living. And here's the thing, just because there are so many other activities that we need to do as artists to build this career, other than making art, you know, it is nice to be paid for it. Because it's very time consuming, not just making the art, but all the other things in terms of research. And, you know, like you said, you keep learning for the rest of your life. You need to keep evolving in your artistic process and your concepts. And it doesn't just happen overnight. And it's a continuum. And then also like developing the career path. It's just like any other profession where you want to climb the ladder, you need to put in the time and the work.
And I think, okay, here is the point. I think that is going to put everything together. Yes, it's a job, but I think it's considered also a business.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing a lot, it's more like a business. When you're doing all these different jobs, it's a business. So I think that's also the clean line when you realize the person who's doing it because they like it and they're enjoying it, and the person who's taking it as a business. All right. So yes, sometimes we have to do something, but it means that the career of an artist is really long. It's evolving. So it's good that we can keep on evolving.
Yes. I love it. All right. Thank you for this subject today, Taryn. That was an unusual one. And oh my God, like a slippery slope touchy one too.
No, I know. So, but something is something that we have, I think, in my point of view, is we have to talk about it. I don't know.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? I would love if you watch this entire episode, please put in the comments your thoughts, whether you're an artist or not, your thoughts about what we discussed, and maybe you want to add to the discussion. And we also want to invite you to post a question so that we can take your question as one of our shorter conversations in an upcoming episode. And of course, please like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoy what we're bringing to you.
Yes. Thank you for watching, even if it was like a nice talk. All right. And
A punchy one.
A punchy one. And we'll see you in the next one. Let's see what we're going to bring it up now.
Okay. But thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye.